Scattered across rural Montana are locations marked simply as place on any map. They are not towns, no post office, no services, often not even a road sign, just a name tied to a piece of land. These names usually come from early settlers who arrived under the Homestead Act, a law passed in 1862 that gave people public land if they lived on it and worked on it for 5 years. It lasted until 1976, shaping much of the American West in the process. Families who homesteaded here often gave their name to the land. Locals and surveyors picked up on it, and those names became permanent map labels, even if the homes, fences, and people are long gone. Today, these places still show up on maps, not as towns but as reminders, quiet markers of the push to settle the frontier. In this video, I'm exploring what remains. I came from Idaho today. Straight ahead of us is the Idaho state line. And if you look over, we are in the hills of Montana. And we're going to be seeing a bunch of homesteads that are abandoned and left behind. I've ran into a bit of a problem that might make the trip longer than expected. Here's the issue right now is I have great four-wheel drive. I've never actually gotten stuck. But I am all alone and the nearest cell service is 40 miles off. Which means if I get stuck, look at this, nobody's gonna come out here for at least a week or two. You know, you're screwed if you get stuck out here. Which means I might have to go back to the freeway and take another alternative route way over there. Now there is an abandoned ranch right there, so we're gonna check out that abandoned ranch real quick. This is the first ranch of the day, and I didn't actually know this one existed. I didn't have it on maps or anything, so I know nothing about it. Looks like it was a 3-building ranch, a log cabin, a fallen down building, and another one right behind it. Now this is the cabin. Nothing inside of it. Wow, that's a well. Can you imagine falling down it? You'd be screwed. Just the old well. Two entries into the log cabin. Let's keep going though. This building, it's all messed up, but it looks like it was an extension. They kind of just expanded the cabin. Wow. So just the old bed spring. It is really windy in these grasslands, but we'll get back to the Suzuki now and head to the next homesteads. I didn't know this one existed, but I liked having a look at it. It was pretty cool. Now let's get back and keep going. Driving along and I found another homestead. Unfortunately, it's posted no trespassing, but it's pretty cool. Appears to be the two cabins, and then tucked away, all overgrown, is the old outhouse. And then we got some cows. I'm on the side of Cotton Creek Road, and right over here, this is known as Birdie's Place. And it's just another one of these where the family inherited the area. I honestly don't know how many will be private, but this one has a no trespassing sign. And there really isn't too much. It's just an old cabin with these corrals next to it. And then the creek. That's why this family would have picked this spot, is they saw the creek, said, hey, we could have livestock here. Just a one-room cabin, that would have been it. This is more of just the history, because it's really cool history when Montana became its own state. they had to have people come out and settle the West, you know? So they were giving out land. They said, hey, come build a ranch, a mine operation, whatever, and we'll give you this land for free. You just got to use it. And that's what they did. So this land you're looking at right now, this is probably the same family who still owns this land. Montana became an early settler state under the Homestead Act for a few key reasons. Vast amounts of available land after being carved from Dakota Territory in 1864. Montana was full of opportunity: timber, water, grazing land, and especially minerals. Gold discoveries in the 1860s, like in Virginia City and Bannock, drew in prospectors and homesteaders. The arrival of the North Pacific Railroad in the 1880s made it easier to move people and goods into Montana. Once rail access was in place, the federal government pushed even harder for settlement along these new lines. Cattle and open-range ranching in eastern Montana was well suited, and large-scale cattle ranches began. Settlers, especially after the Civil War, came seeking cheap grazing land and a fresh start, and many used the Homestead Act to claim land. The U.S. government, through land offices and advertisements, actively encouraged people, especially Civil War veterans, immigrants, and farmers from the Midwest, to homestead in Montana. So while the land is often rugged and conditions are harsh, Montana attracted early settlers because it represented an opportunity, a space for freedom, resources, and the promise of land ownership. The Homestead Act was a legal tool that made that dream possible. Right here's another small homestead, a couple cabins, that's it. Alright, we'll go in. Just another homestead area, check this out. Just a one-room cabin. That's it. Let's get out of here. I'm now at this old abandoned ranch, and we're gonna have a look in. Just one big empty room now. Look at that, a bunch of barbed wire. Let's keep going, because there's another building right over there. I believe this was the main house. Right off the bat, an old tipped over fridge. And it's all been nothing but gutted. It's open. Wow. And another fridge. Looks like it was the bathroom. There's plumbing. It's all tipped over. That one's upside down. Before we go, we gotta see the outhouse. Finally, an old abandoned ranch that's not closed off in private property, because there's a lot of ranches out here and there's just tons of abandoned ones in Montana, but they tend to be private property. This road is long gone. It's overgrown. Not the best situation to be in, but my drone battery is dead and it's somewhere in these mountains. So right now I just gotta hike around and try to find it.
Critically low battery warning.
We're getting close. Should be somewhere over here. Just gotta keep our eyes peeled. Man, where could it be? All right, I hear it and I see it. That's it. We found it, you guys. Oh, drone, I'm so sorry. I'll never let your battery die again. Oh, look at it. It's so mad at me. We got the drone back. Yo, look it. We're in the middle of bomb F nowhere right now. And the drone, basically I was flying it and I was at 15%. And it said battery critically low and it started to land. It's like, no, keep coming to the Suzuki. Check this out, you guys. So this is known as Rob Place. It's another old homestead. Just gonna leave the drone right there. I mean, I wouldn't have come out and noticed this homestead if it wasn't for retrieving the drone. I was just flying around and I seen out of the corner of my eye. Stovepipe on top, the old barrel stove, and then looking up, this is the first level, another entry, and then you go up this ladder to get to the second level. Nothing in it. I'm not going up. Tons of rat crap. That old stove would have been hooked up right in this sandbox, and then the piping to that. I wonder if they're worried about the wood, the flooring getting too hot, but I've never seen that before. That's pretty unique. Continuing, I assume this was the main house. It's a small wood cabin, and the cabin itself is all messed up and overgrown. The sign assures that building, the 2-story, it's just so cool looking. It's pretty cool exploring in the grasslands. Usually a lot of the places I go are old mines in the desert or in the mountains. But today we've just been looking at ranches in the grasslands. And lots of water running through all year long with all this grazing land for cows. I think it's kind of a shame they don't use this for cows anymore, but it would have been such a prime area. After exploring all the abandoned ranches in the grasslands, I headed up to the mountains to see the Cook Mine operation. Now arriving at Cook Mine, there's all that waste rock. I don't know if there's any buildings. I don't see any remains. Got one building. Oh no, there's another one right behind it. I don't know a whole lot about the mine itself, but there's just a little bit of remnants. Unfortunately, the mine and the adits are collapsed in, so we're not actually getting a look inside. But look at this bunkhouse. This is really neat. Got the stove right here with the bricks lined up. That's a cool one. And then they had an extension room. Wow. Really, the only reason I came up to Cook Mine is because it's right by the ranches. It was only a 5-mile excursion. The Cook Mine was part of Montana's gold mining boom in the late 1800s and early 1900s. The mine focused on hard rock gold extraction with additional traces of lead, copper, and zinc. Wait a minute. Like Como Driscoll? This view at the top of the mountain is absolutely amazing. It's stunning. Just looking all around us, a whole 360. And the storm clouds are coming through, which means there's rain and snow. That's gonna be a wrap for today's episode. As always, put a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.